I think it's really super interesting that you said this, because I literally have I have this spreadsheet with all these ideas and things to talk about and everything that are out, like laid out there. And one of the things that I want to eventually talk about is there was this talk, and I don't remember who this missionary was or where I was or whatever. I just remember this missionary, like, I don't know if it was a homecoming or a talk, and some guy was talking about it on his mission, or I don't remember. I remember the missionary standing there and talking about it. I don't know the relation to like what was going on. But I remember him talking about how he had this like super super easy life. He wasn't abused, like you said. He was wealthy. He had everything he wanted. He got to play football in high school, and he was very popular. He got really good grades, and all these things were very very simple and easy for him, and he had a really really good life. And he had learned that God tests those of us who are worthy, because through trials and tests and things, that's how we grow. That's how our spirits get strengthened. And he kind of felt like God didn't love him because he didn't have any of those trials, because he, you know, he never struggled with anything. And so then he went on his mission, and everything happened at once. His parents had like a divorce, and then his mom got sick and she died, and then he got a massive medical complication while he was on his mission. And I don't remember all of the details exactly, but he ended up having to go home early from his mission because of his medical condition. And that was, there was shame involved with that, even though he didn't do anything wrong. And then he expressed that he felt so much joy from having those trials, because God was showing him that he loved him by giving him tests. And, I don't necessarily have like a feeling about that. I think that if that belief is something that helps people stay positive and hopeful through times in your life where it's really hard, because I think just having times that are just really hard is just normal and just part of life, and that just happens, and if that's what helps people get through, thinking that, well, God is testing me because he loves me, then whatever helps people get through. And also considering the privilege that comes along with just having a super, super easy life, I think that there is benefit in having struggled to at least some degree, to where you can empathize with other people. But at the same time, there's going to be other people, like for me, I've got like this weird hair in my eye. I had certain times in my life too, and Nisa, a lot about my upbringing and about my childhood that isn't, necessarily related to church or whatever. We grew up together. And, a lot about my life just up until now. And I have not by any means had like this horrible life. Like, I've had my fair share of trials, but, I've had a good life. But there have definitely been times for me where I'm like, okay, but what is the point? What is the lesson I'm supposed to learn? Because this is really hard and this really sucks. And what should I do differently? And there's not really anything you can do differently to change whatever trial you are going through, because it's not God that's testing you. Do you know what I mean? If you can't figure out the lesson, if you can't figure out what it is you're supposed to learn from whatever God is testing you on, or it's trial and error, and the answers that you get from your church is, well, you need to figure out what it is that you need to learn from this lesson. And you're like, but what? Because I'm really struggling, and I'm really, nothing is working out, and I feel like I'm drowning. I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. And like you can't figure out what it is you're supposed to learn, then why is a trial even valuable? What is even the point of the trial? Does any of that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, thank you, of course, as always, for participating. I appreciate you so much.